Iran. Iranian commander promises surprises in Syria. The article here states that the Iranian Revolutionary Guard's Quds Force Chief Qassem Soleimani has vowed that upcoming developments in Syria will soon surprise the world. The Now Lebanon News website reported on Tuesday, the world will be surprised by what we and the Syrian military leadership are preparing for the coming days. The state-owned Islamic Republic of Iran Broadcasting quoted Soleimani as saying, according to the website. The Quds Force commander comment comes after a recent visit to Syria, where he toured the Latakia region, which has come under threat from the rebels who seized the nearby Idlib province last week. A number of pro-regime outlets reported on Soleimani's trip over the weekend, according to Now Lebanon, including the pro-Hezbollah Mukaka News, which said that the Iranian military commander met with the Syrian army's chief of staff as well as the top field commanders and Hezbollah's officials during his secret visit. It goes on to say an agreement was reached during the meetings that will be translated on the battlefield, the outlet claimed. Meanwhile, a detected militiaman told the Arabic language Al-Quds Al-Arabia newspaper that the Soleimani's trip aimed to formalize the entry of Iranian officers to supervise and aid in the battles in coastal Syria for the first time since the outbreak of the Syrian uprising. You can catch this article on our Facebook page, Israeli News Live, to catch the rest of this. But in light of this, let me just share with you as well that Russia, according to TASS, Russia is now moving ahead with sending the S-300 missiles to Iran. Another thing that will bring a tremendous pressure on Israel for them to be able to get these. It says here that all restrictions have been lifted. When we have a contract, we will supply S-300 missiles to the Republic of Iran. Yan Novakov said Russian President Vladimir Putin lifted the ban of the S-300 supplies to Iran in April of 2015. Foreign Minister Sergei Lavrov said Russia's voluntary embargo on deliveries of the S-300 system to Iran is no longer needed due to progress in the resolution of the situation around Iran's nuclear program. Initially, the decision is suspended in the implementation of the contract, which was already signed and came into force. It was made in September 2010. He recalled, it was done in the interest of the support of the consolidation efforts of the 6 international negotiators to stimulate the maximality of constructive process of talks on settlement on the situation around Iran's nuclear program. But one must keep in mind that since the United States and the European Union have put so much pressure and sanctions on Russia, Russia clearly is doing this in defiance against the international community that's come against them. Because why? Iran is their ally. Turkey is their ally. Syria is their ally. China is their ally. All the nations that are either just lightly allies of the United States and the European Union or the NATO forces. Of course, we know Turkey is part of NATO, but clearly Russia is doing this in direct defiance of the evils that have been put against them by the United Nations, by NATO and its forces, by the European Union and the sanctions that they've put against Russia over the issue of Ukraine. So now they're giving these defense systems, some of the best in the world, to the Iranians. And of course, Iranians are saying you're going to see a surprise in Syria very soon. And it may be that the Iranians have agreed to bring in troops of their own to help bring this crisis in Syria to an end. We see Iran in a lot of places out in the Middle East. We see them conducting in the battles in Iraq. We see them in Yemen. And of course, you begin to think about how that they want to divide the world up into 10 regions. It seems quite clearly that Iran may end up being the head of the Middle East region when it comes to that. Nonetheless, very interesting as we watch the things unfold. We'll be watching to see what's going to follow with this situation in Iran with the Syrians, to see what this outcome is going to be. I would definitely keep my eyes on Russia because a lot of interesting things happening there.